What did you find? You found a feather?
Yes.
There you go.
It's a bird.
Okay, so here we go. So this is week 3, and it would be cliche to say it, but it is true. After the 2 weeks of lessons, let's step 1 and step 2, you do have everything you need to be on your way to happiness. Sounds kind of pretentious saying that, but it is true. Now it's about practice.
Feather.
And she found a feather, yes. It's about practice. And we all need it. And we all need to do practice for whatever it is we want to be good at in life. And if we want to be happy, it does take a little work, but you can do it. You have the tools. It's an owl feather? Then let's go find the owl and give it back to him, huh? So, we've talked first about analyzing yourself and finding out what disrupts you, what sabotages you, what are the things that get in the way. And then the second is understanding who you are and how to get there. And that's really difficult to do because there's a lot of noise, a lot of distractions in the world that can distract you. So let's do a little mental exercise, okay? So, you ever been in the zone where you're doing something and you forget about your problems, you forget about your worries, you forget about your woes? And it's an amazing feeling. I think we've all done it. We've all been in the zone. And when you're in the zone, all of a sudden, those problems that you were focusing on when you weren't in the zone, or when you were on the train, or in the car, or just chilling and doing nothing, suddenly don't matter. Your brain is clear then. And it's those moments where you're truly doing what you like, or doing what you love, or just engrossed in something important. That's where the practice comes in. Because if you're not thinking about it, you realize, is it really a problem? If you're not worrying about it, then was it really a problem that needed you to worry yourself into an ulcer, high blood pressure, or even potentially death? It wasn't. Now, there are problems that we ignore that don't go away by being in the zone. And I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about problems like worried about your job, worried about your relationship, worried about the state of the world, things you really can't fix by being worried about them. But when you're doing something else, you forget. So let's try a little experiment. I do this a lot too. I do it a lot. But we're just going to do a little mini version of it, and that is a little bit of mind clearing. Just close your eyes and breathe. You okay, sweet thing? Okay. And you do it for about 30 seconds. And think about all the interesting thoughts, sometimes very bad ones, that go through your mind. Just try it. You'll probably think about 20 or 30 different things just pop up in your head. Like, did I close the door? Did I lock the door? Are my kids okay? Over there? Lots of little problems poke into your head. And the irony is, a lot of those, after you've done this 30 seconds, you'll realize those weren't really problems. I'm just thinking about them, and that makes them problems, right? Same thing with the world. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want to live your life? And where do we put that feather, right? Those kind of...
How you want to live.
Right, and how you want to live. These things can be disrupted by people telling you what you want, telling you what to do, people criticizing you, making you defensive, and there you are, disrupting who you happen to be. So you're going to need to practice and get away from all of that. And this practice, just for you to understand, there's a lot in your mind that doesn't matter. And in time, by doing this, you'll figure out what does. Now, here's the key to practice. It's not just practicing. It's not just finding time in the day to be quiet and to focus, because a lot of us don't have that kind of time. I know I don't. So what you need to do then, and this is part of the practice, right? And this is the other step. Well, the step is practice. Find someone who allows you to be yourself, right? Someone who allows you, I'm not saying you're friends, because sometimes with our friends, we act a certain way and we behave a certain way, but it's still not necessarily the genuine us. But we need to find someone. Some people use a therapist, and that's rightfully a good option. But find a therapist, a friend, someone who allows you to be you, who will accept the talkative, the doubtful, the negative of who you happen to be. Will accept it, not question it. Perhaps someone who will be quiet as you sit and brood and be depressed or be upset or be flighty or whatever it is you happen to be. But you need someone like that. And I'm not saying, that doesn't mean you can just be yourself. You can be the same old person you used to be, being defensive, being mean, being rude. There's some work you have to do too. Yeah.
Mom's rude.
She's rude? Well, don't worry, I'll handle it.
But the word, well, you know.
Huh? You spread some wisdom to me?
Can I talk?
Oh, you can talk. I'm almost done, okay? I'm almost done. Let me finish, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So where was I? Yes. So there's work for you to do as well. Be that good person you want to be with that person. You know, look at look at who you happen to be. Look at the things that derail you, and practice it with this person who accepts you for who you happen to be. Someone who's not going to question you. Someone who's going to look at you sideways because maybe you've gained weight lately, or you're working too hard, and you know they're subconsciously judging you. Find someone who's not going to judge you, not going to give you advice that's unsolicited. Someone who's not going to, who's someone who's also going to accept your crap either, but someone who just accepts who you are. And that's your safe place. And that's the point of departure. That's where the practice starts. Changing your routine to find 30 minutes in the day that's just completely quiet is improbable for a lot of us. But a lot of us have someone, a friend, an associate who either is there or is willing to be there for us. Right? So let's practice this. Every week, think about something that derails you, some habit, and work towards trying to change that. While doing that, think about yourself, who you truly are, so you can focus on which are the real skills or the real habits or the real derailers you need to work on. And find yourself someone or some space where you can freely practice these things, or just respond, or just vent about how things went that day or that week. You practice this, repeat every week, and you'll make it. So this is the third lesson. This is, I think, a milestone for all of us. I think you have all the tools and all the sort of practice advice I can give you, at least in video form. So next, I'll do a live stream and take your questions and maybe do some of these things with you. I'll practice. I'll invite some friends of mine who allow me to be me, and we'll do a little routine, show you how it works, okay? So until then, have a great week. I'm going to go play with my kids, and stay strong, brothers and sisters. Peace.